Hello everybody, Xanathar here, and today I am doing a review of the Heisei Ultraseven show. I have to say this show is basically the Showa Ultraseven show and the Ultraman Tiga show. If you saw both of those shows, it's basically that mixed together, and it's really good. So let's get into it. Let's get into the plot. Ultraseven is finally back, offending Earth once again. Furuhachi is now the supreme commander of the Ultra Guard. Seven eventually decides to leave Earth and say goodbye to his good friend Furuhachi. Seven decides to go back to the Earth because he finds out Furuhachi was killed by this alien control people and make them suit themselves or suit random people. Seven kills a man called Karimoto-kun because he was being trolled by that alien, and Karimoto-kun begged Seven to kill him. And Seven takes the form of this man called Karimoto-kun and joins the Ultra Guard. Seven eventually finds out humanity was actually witnessing invaders, and in the rule in the galaxy, you're not supposed to fend invaders. So Seven still decides to defend humanity after Furuhachi was reborn as this person that can see the future and past, basically. And he still defends humanity, it breaks the rule. He returns Karimoto-kun, because Karimoto-kun did not actually die. He was in Seven's capsule, healing, and Seven goes away and gets captured and imprisoned, basically. Karimoto-kun eventually turns into Ultra 7 by basically getting reborn, and eventually you find out these plant people are basically gonna instinct humanity, but then you find out that's not gonna happen. After humanity and these plant people are actually gonna coexist, and that's the basic plot. So let's get into my review portion. I really like the fact that this show is the sequel to the original Ultraseven, not connected to any other Showa show at all, not connected to the original Ultraman, Return of Ultraman, or Ultraman Taro. That's something I find really, really cool. It's only connected to the original Ultraseven, and that's something I just find so cool, basically. I really liked the Furuhachi. Furuhachi was my favorite character in the original Ultraseven, and Furuhachi was just great in this, basically. I every scene he was in, it was just emotional to me. I always caught myself tearing up. Just him talking to Dan and their friendship. I just those scenes are just so emotional. The scene that, especially Furuhachi's death scene, broke my heart. I did not expecting Furuhachi was gonna die, at all, basically. Yes, Furuhachi does get reborn, but like the time when you're watching it, you're like, oh my god, they just killed Furuhachi. But actually seeing people kill themselves is something you would never really see in an Ultra Man show at all, basically. Like grabbing a gun and, it's like that is pretty extreme, but yeah, that's something I kind of find kind of cool. Like how extreme they went, but yeah. The newer characters are pretty alright. I really liked the captain and basically finding out about his girlfriend's death. And that episode where he's basically reliving that moment over and over again, and he's trying to save her, but then eventually she say thoughts to him, and he kind of realized he can't save her, he can't change the future, really. And that scene just really, really, was really powerful. Oh, basically the Pega episode where it's Pega was taking care of one of the Ultra Guard members as a kid, and it's that episode made me basically cry at the end. And I basically liked the two episodes. No Ultraseven in that episode really. Like he appears in that prison thing, but he don't really pop up a lot at all. He only pops up for a bit. And that's something I find really, really cool, basically. Eventually no kaiju fight at the end either. Just dialogue, getting to know these characters. Like more Ultraman episodes should be that way. I understand why they can't really, because like they need to sell toys, but like I would love to see an Ultraman episode just about the characters, no kaiju fights, and no Ultraman really. That's something I love about this show. They did that, and that was really cool. Kurimoto-kun was a interesting main character, I guess. He was not as good at Danmo Abotsi, but he did all right. Basically seeing him turn into Ultraseven was pretty cool. Yeah. Satomi. Sorry, I had to apologize. I might be saying her name wrong, but Tomi was a pretty nice character. She was being raised by Aowen's a long time. Well, kind of raised by Aowen was basically her carried, and always read a book to her. And he was a story writer, and basically he wanted to rebuild his spaceship, and basically he wrote what his spaceship was about. And I thought that was a pretty interesting episode, and I really really liked that. Especially it was kind of emotional, because he sacrificed himself to because his spaceship was being used for evil and told Ultraseven to shoot him while he had a bit with a troll. Like that was pretty emotional to me. I highly recommend this show. Um, Especially I love it seeing Dan make a comeback. Like I love Dan so very much. He's easily one of my favorite human characters in Ultraman, and seeing him make a comeback was really really cool. I've basically seen Ultraseven fight humanity basically sometimes. Like seeing him humanity basically don't want to find out about humanity's secrets about being invaders, and like seeing humanity shoot at him and fight. You don't really get many like episodes of like Ultraman fighting each other basically. Fighting humanity basically. You don't get many stuff like that. I thought that would be really cool. I sadly get this character's name, but he basically came like the Supreme Commander of Ultra Guard later. He was played by, I don't know the actor's name, but he was played by the actor played Shindo in Ultraman Tiga. And Shindo was a really good character, and it was interesting seeing him play this sort of villain like character in the show. Um, well, he was not really a villain. He was just scared of invaders, basically, and just wanted to eradicate as many Ainoans and attack Earth, basically. So I understood his reasonings. But it was just interesting seeing how far he went. Um, yeah, I really liked this show. I easily give it a 10 out of 10. It was really, really good. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say. If you see the Heisei Ultra 7 show, I say go check it out. They are very long episodes, about an hour long sometimes, even more, sometimes hour and a half. Um, it's really, really good. I really enjoyed the show a lot. Um, yeah, I think that's mostly it. Okay, sorry about the long video. Xanathar out. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.